I'm starting the
Real
recording.
notes, by the way.
Real notes. Ooh. So, after situating the new party, you give them a letter, not a letter, but you give them a notice that you are going to be meeting them in 3 days. And then you basically take off. there's like a red light from your keyboard, and it's just like it's so ominous.
I can turn it up too. I can have it off.
Spoopy. So
I can't take notes like this.
that is what you find, and
Okay.
or you do. So you walk, walk, but
I am on
you
horseback
are on
this time.
horseback.
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 I'm a lot faster now.
You travel. You exit the gates of Clivis. The ground is still mushy and disgusting, muddy, and you're on your way. Where would you like to go first?
I wanna retake that same path I took the first time.
Okay.
Because it will take me past Thavo and Insinia's gravesite.
Okay. You gallop your way across the fields of wildflowers and eventually make it to that little grove, and you see Thavo's maul sitting in the ground.
And the boots still there, I assume?
Yeah.
Boots in black, and okay. Just checking in.
Yeah.
See if a hero has taken up that mantle yet.
They seemed like an animal came around and sniffed them. You can tell by the tracks, but nothing more.
He just stares at it. Doesn't get off the horse.
Uh-huh.
He's not fully prepared still.
Yeah.
And takes his leave. There.
There we go.
I'm messing with the brightness.
Yeah.
That good? That's better. Okay.
Where would the Komanaki like to go next?
Across the same path. And he wants to also see that. Let's see, the next thing we came across was the house by the cliff.
Yes.
Take a gander.
Okay.
Initially.
After galloping some more, you finally make it to the oh lord, what is that called?
Oh lord, he coming.
Oh lord. The Ratandi. You make it to the Ratandi River. And where it falls off the cliff, dripping into the Sea of Tranquility. Below the waterfall is that house. The lights are, you don't see it, since it's midday around there. You notice that you can't really tell if somebody's inside, but you'd probably presume so.
He kind of thinks to himself for a second. Curiosity killed the kobold. He's gonna tie up the horse. Well, dismount and then tie up the horse. Give it food, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And look for a way down.
Okay. Make a perception check. Or perception check.
I need to delete some tabs. Why was there a whisper? Or is that just my thing? It's probably just my thing. Perception?
Yeah.
Uh, 14.
14.
I rolled a 2, but plus ionic die and my proficiencies, it fixes it.
So as the river kind of falls off of that cliff, there's a sharp rock sticking out in the middle of the descent. And tied. Uh-oh. Did you die? Oh no. Hello? Hello. Welcome back. I heard none of that.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
My internet's not liking me. You said
Okay.
there's the cliff, and then you
there's
did this.
a sharp rock at the very like point where the water falls. So there's a sharp rock sticking out, and around that is a rope tied down towards the house.
He looks down at his new hands.
Psychs himself up.
So yeah, like actually like psyching himself up, and then grabs the rope and starts shimmying down.
Okay. Make a athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, thank goodness. This die hates me tonight. Okay, so it's a nat 1, but
Uh-oh.
I have proficiency and a pretty good psychic die this time.
Okay.
$12.
12? DC was 10.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. So.
By the way, my modifier is a acrobatics of +6, and only because I have proficiency did I get a +5 on my psionic die. Oh gosh.
So, you do manage to climb down after a rush of water leaks into everything.
I'm
Water
never
in your
gonna get
eyes.
this dry again.
And you kind of swing the rope just a little bit and land onto the porch. There's a light inside. Everything's really damp.
Oh right. I'll use this as an example. All right, he does the thing on his side of his head
Uh-huh.
that is like flicked down right now, so the shades are up.
Right.
He flicks it up. And is there a door?
Yeah.
Seems like an odd question.
Door
Okay.
and 2 windows. On either
Okay.
a window on either side.
Does it look? Oh,
Hello?
hi. I'm sorry for the intrusion. I spotted your house, and I have passed through before, and I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm sorry for the intrusion.
He kind of looks out the window, and what you see is a water ganassi.
Oh. Oh! Huh?
Gil.
Gil.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Can I help you?
Honestly, I didn't really ever think I would get this far in a conversation with someone here.
Do you want to come in for a tea or an ale?
Yeah, that'd be... He taps his mouth, thinks about it.
Oh.
I can drink. It's not pretty, but yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
You hear he takes a lock from the door and unlocks it and then opens the door. Gil is noticeably older than what we played in our campaign together. He looks well rested, and it's literally a one room. So there's the kitchen, table, stacks of books, and a bed. That's it.
Okay.
Everything's damp.
Yeah,
Water dripping from the ceiling.
that makes sense for Gil.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm really sorry to disturb you. I passed through here once and I saw your house and it looked really nice, but you seemed like you didn't want visitors.
Well, I wouldn't. I can't. I butcher the voice,
Well,
man.
It's a very deep Irish voice.
Very deep Irish voice.
That's good enough.
Well,
I hear it different from how you hear it too, so that's fine.
Well, I wouldn't have built it here if I didn't want people to come around, but an occasional visitor is always nice.
It's weird to have two deep voices going at once.
Yeah.
And they're both my character now. This is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of thinks back on it. Would I know the story of Nyx and Vylar?
I'd say it's like a folk legend.
I'm sorry to make the connection. Do you know the story of Nyx and Vylar? The one who made Vincende?
I do.
Are you that Gil?
No.
Insight check.
Okay. Roll deception check.
Insight. I need my phone to do the math on this.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I have a calculator. I need my phone to see the dice. Oh. I thought that was a 7. It's a good thing I checked. That was a 1. On my psionic die.
Okay.
Fire.
Ooh.
Double toil and trouble. 23.
Okay, yeah, that beats him by 14. So,
Gil didn't have a silver tongue much.
You can totally tell he's not telling the truth. It's just like...
Whatever the case might be, do you find it strange that... I don't know. It almost seemed as if somebody just overheard your words and that became them?
Well, he...
Addressing him as if he just looked
right,
right through the lie.
You kind of see it. Fine. He pours you the tea or ale?
Tea. And he reaches up underneath the mask and slides out the first of what will hopefully be many filters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Perfect. I had a kettle brewing. He pours some and then gives
Thank
it
you.
to you. Well.
So I guess, how big are the windows?
Like
sitting at the table, can I look out across the Sea of Tranquility?
Mm-hmm.
I take it you like the ocean.
I'm a water genasi.
True. Some reject their origins, though. Some delve to the depths of the sea for their origins.
Yes.
Never know the person you'll meet.
I just choose to. I can't get this Irish accent.
I choose to embrace
I
it.
choose to embrace it.
That's good. Gosh, I don't know the story of Gil in your world.
Imagine,
Like-
basically, Gil is basically what happened in the campaign that we played in together,
Okay.
but add the Nyx and Filer bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Nyx.
That's not a story I would know though at all, so.
Right, yeah, yeah. Nyx, kind of flattered, but it is weird that I had that effect on somebody.
I would think it to be a dream. It's an accomplishment of that goal, right? Leave every place better than you found it.
It is, but actually doing that is a fascinating feeling.
I'm sorry, the voice is really picked up. So this is actually in character that he's kind of nodding and trying to wait a second. How? What changed? Why are you here now?
That, I'm afraid, requires a lot of time to tell.
He kind of looks out the window. Perhaps on another visit then? Or I can just leave you alone.
No, you seem like a well-off individual.
I have to say that the story... Gosh, it's so weird because I make the same frickin' character every time. I have to say that I've heard the story before with Nyx and Vylar, and I've not heard your story, but I've heard that saying. And I discovered that saying for myself. I don't know how you found it, but I found it through tragedy, I suppose.
Well, I suppose we're similar in that aspect.
I'm sorry, I'm barely holding it together under the surface and on the surface because I made the same character. I maybe don't live by the same rule, but the way I've come to see it is finding the good in every person, or trying to nurture that good. That's what I look for.
There is, in fact, good in every person. It's just a matter of finding it. Right. I once knew, I've had my own adventures. And
Kind of looks around, and then looks at I want to look into the eyes of Gil
okay.
and do an insight check.
Okay.
I believe him, but it's more so this is someone who has no idea of any of that story.
Right.
And this is one of the more nebulous uses of insight that's just kind of looking for... I can't gather specifics, but I can see the soul of someone, I guess. Good lord, I keep rolling ones. That's fine, though. Why have I rolled so low tonight? Insight's a better one, though. That's an 11. It's an 11.
Their DC was 10.
Oh.
You would be surprised. Like, my base DC is 10, like, all the time.
By the way, yeah, I learned that in the session following the one shot. That the DC for resisting the wisdom save DC for resisting Uh,
Meat.
flesh addiction
Yeah.
is 10.
Yeah. So he says, "Oh well, you actually gather. It's a sad story, but not. But it brings him. It brings joy to talk about and to think about. But it's a sad story. Like fond memories under a sad time. I had a friend group, whatever,
Party.
party. I legitimately could not think of party.
It's fine.
I had a friend group that party. I have a friend party, and they were a group of crazy individuals, but no matter their faults, they always showed that sliver of kindness, that sliver of goodness. That's what I always think, that sliver of goodness. If any person has a sliver of goodness left, they have hope.
You can't see it. Probably you don't even know me, but let me just tell you that I needed to hear that a lot.
I feel that you're probably in great pain. And I rolled an incredibly high insight. And plus he has an incredibly high passive insight as well.
I was about to say, that sounds like Gil.
Yeah.
Especially after the Book of Wisdom.
Exactly, yeah. I feel like you're in great pain.
You're not wrong. I don't know what to do with it, though. Yeah, it seems like thing after thing happens, and there's no way out. Actually, I found an out, I suppose. You don't tell. Do you tell many people things about people you've seen, or if I were to tell you something?
Just don't see many people in the first place, so.
That's fair. What you see before you is trying to find an out. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it's a good idea. But it was... It's me figuring things out, I suppose.
Can I say this? Let me speak freely, please. That crawling further inside your pain is what kills many. Following that hope, you have to cling to it. You have to, or else what's this life for? I've been through my share of stuff. Just imagine he says the other word.
That's what I always wanted to do with Gil, but never could allow myself to. So, thank you.
But I'm only here right now because hope is what drives me. And it should be for everybody what drives them.
I have a question because oftentimes I find them connected. What do you say to... Oh gosh, I forget her name. Ah, never mind, I got it. What do you say to the Cindy is dead?
Create your own love. You don't need a god to direct you. Spread love yourself. Does that sit right with you?
Yeah. Fortunately, it does. I'm starting to see similarities between my characters that I've never seen before in this conversation, and it's really weird.
Good.
Um, that's oddly... That oddly works out really well.
Now, if you ever need a place to stay. I meant to say stay, not say. If you ever need a place to stay, my bed is always open. I'll just sleep on the floor or something.
Thank you. I hope to meet you again, hopefully under better circumstances.
I hope to see you under better circumstances too, friend. I know it's out there. You'll find it soon.
Thank you. He gets up after finishing the tea, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Slots in the filter and goes to leave. Thank you. He opens the door. Then he sits there for a second. He seems to start thinking. Turns back. Stay lucky. He starts climbing the rope.
You too, friend. And he drinks.
Yeah, Gil turned back to the bottle after Oscar. Absolutely.
And you climb up the waterfall and out the river Retandy on the opposite side that you came. Of course, guiding your horse across. Yeah. Now it's up to riding to the place.
Riding to the campsite again.
Yep.
Actually, I just want to roll this real quick. This is a flat roll.
Uh-huh.
I got a... That's a natural 20, and I don't know how to feel
Epic.
about that. That was a roll to... If Batiste had a panic attack
Oh, yeah.
as he got closer. Just because, you know, there are no good memories of this place.
No.
This is where he potentially got infected with Vega Blue. This is where he lost his mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Galgalder started the process of with Insignia.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the single most painful place for Patisse, and I rolled a nat 20, no modifier.
Yeah.
And he's gonna ride in and just ignore a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just gonna keep Gil's words in mind.
Okay. You ride up to the place where the Vega exploded, and you see that where it's very noticeable from galloping from a distance that where their flowers were dead and dying have now given birth to much richer and more vibrant and taller wildflowers than anything else in the field.
These are the ones that are rainbows unto themselves,
Yes.
but they've grown bigger.
Yeah. Like uncannily bigger. Like just enough to notice that they're bigger, but not too crazy.
Okay. New wildflower's bigger. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
The campsite where Patisse started having a seizure, a couple seizures.
Yeah.
Is there anything happening there?
Well, if you go to where inside that tent, you kind of psych yourself up to go inside the tent.
Yeah. Well, not the Malsphere Dar.
Okay.
Where Patisse started seizing up.
Oh. That would be next to the rift.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I guess the tent's the first thing. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Patisse, like, gets right up to it. Then... he raises his hand up and clicks out the blade of Alistair and just... he holds it like the Valkyrie did over their chest. And he opens the tent flap.
On the ground, you see an indent of a humanoid on the ground. So the grass has been ripped from growing over that body, and left is just a figure of dirt and ripped grass. So it looks like the humanoid has left. Or climbed out of its earthly cocoon.
Voices are yelling focus right now. Okay. He sees that. And then he sees it, comprehends it, gets out, closes the flap. Then turns to go, and then puts the knife back over his chest and looks up at the trees if they're still bending over the Malsphere Dar.
You could see just by closing the tent flap and looking up that the trees aren't bending over the tent anymore, but just slightly behind you.
They're pointing not into the tent, but they're pointing
slightly behind you. And
I'm gonna make a perception check around me.
Okay.
Because I'm worried there's a Vega.
So this is at nighttime, by the way. This is
I have
pitch
dark
black.
vision.
I have dark vision!
I'm getting the phone out. Holy crap. I don't think the darkness is gonna matter, Jamie.
Okay.
Perception, I'm gonna total all these things up. But if I added just my modifier and psionic die, we would be at 16. 29.
Okay. You hear the same breathing. About 10 feet behind you.
Oh,
And
what do I see?
what you see is standing in the moonlight of Yenna and Nylon. Nylon? I mean, not nylon. Ooh.
Nylon!
Nylon!
Yeah, Albert!
Standing in the moonlight of Yenna and Nylon, you see a figure made out of wood, earth, vines, leaves, decaying flesh.
Starting to
But you still
it's a
hear
collaboration.
you
You know?
still hear the rustling of the foliage in the mouth. But instead it looks like bark has grown over one side of the face. One side this my palm represents a flower.
Mm.
The bark is my other hand, and the mouth is half covered, and you can still see grass leaning out of it. And it's just staring at you.
It's not done anything yet?
No. Who are you?
That's what I was hoping for. I'm someone who got lucky.
One second. Say that again.
I'm someone who got lucky.
Lucky with what?
My entire life is how I see it. But I had friends that came to me while I laid here. But I didn't become this new creation. What are you?
You now notice in the darkness a horn protruding from its head and wrapping around like this. I don't know who I am.
What do you know? If you're willing to speak with me.
I awoke. And now I'm here. I do not remember how I got here. But now I am standing across from you.
Are you in pain?
Insurmountable pain.
I see.
Or it, clue, brushes aside some foliage on its chest, and you see a disgusting, black, decaying knife wound to the stomach. And you notice that was Insignia's knife blade to mercy kill this figure.
Yeah. Wasn't that a she in the tent?
Yes, it was a she.
I want to try something that I've not ever done before or attempted to do.
Okay.
He's hesitantly walks closer. Can I try something? He flicks the knife away first.
It does not move or recoil. It just looks at you.
Fatise places, or Komanaki places the hand on the side of the head, and I want to try and use Mind Dampen on the creature.
Okay.
I just want to alleviate its pain for a short while.
Okay.
damage?
'Yeah.
4, and it goes down a size.
Okay. You hear a slight exhale from the foliage.
It's not permanent. I want to warn you. You have about 4 minutes, maybe less, I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you sent by Futha? Or are you sent by the Mystic Three?
I believe it is... Wait, how do you know that?
Nothing.
If I had to guess, I think it is the Mystic Three. Have you had visions or dreams?
Yes. If you are sent by the Mystic Three, then I have a message for you.
Certainly.
Run.
I'm gonna write that down.
Find a new home. Find a new home among the stars, where Stiarna protects. This world is nothing but a battlefield. A battlefield of the gods.
Holy crap. It all makes sense now.
This is the
I'm sorry.
message of the Mystic Three.
Run, a new home. Find a new home among the stars.
This world is not but a battlefield for the gods.
Why did one of those voices just say Vega? And there's a lot of screaming right now, too.
Jeez. And then...
This world is not but a battlefield for the gods.
Yeah. This is the message of the Mystic Three. Now, I must go back to sleep. For however long it takes. And then
He moves over, grabs its hand, presses it between his two. Thank you. And let's go.
It just looks at you and then walks with thump on the ground and lays perfectly back into position in the tent. And as it lays down, the earth forms around it and up its face and covers it in a cocoon once more.
Does it begin to breathe again?
Yes.
He looks at it. Give me a second. I gotta find something. I swear this will make sense.
Okay.
Or this is worth the wait. Tovir Adar. Loving Earth.
Aww.
Itovir. Let's see. I'm gonna write that down somewhere. This is. I do not have. Okay, I'll write it here. It can't be seen, but he smiles. So, there were 3 deers, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The Mystic 3.
Wow. Yeah. It'll make sense now. Makes a lot of sense. He say, you can't see how I'm sitting. You know that I don't know how to describe it. I don't know what culture it is, and I don't want to be insensitive. But
Sitting
you
on your
know how
knees?
you sit? Yeah, you sit on your knees, but you sit
Yeah.
like all the way down on your heels.
Yeah.
He can't do like toes down
Mm-hmm.
or toes up like I'm doing. But you know he does that. He places his hands on his legs and he bows his head. He starts his first prayer ever
Ho.
to the gods. I feel awkward doing this. I'm gonna do it though. I did it as my other character in the weird prayer. For we knew not that transgressions. It was weird. I listened to that twice. He bows his head and goes to the Mystic 3. Thank you for not abandoning us. Thank you for another opportunity. Thank you for filling the Cindy's last wish. I'll do my best going forward. And there's no eyes that can be seen to open or close, but inside he finally opens them. Gets back up. I'm gonna actually sit back down because this is really hard on my knees. So I am still in that position. Yeah. This is actually a really good way of making him devout that makes sense. Because it all clicks. Etovir Adar.
So, what would Thrick Komanaki like to do now?
He feels like that's a good point to go ahead and either make camp or, well, burn the midnight oil is what he would do, I think. So, as a part of starting that burning, he is not going to be quick about it. He's going to be thorough like he tries to be most of the time. And is going to go look at the where the rift was.
Okay. You trudge through the forest, the dark forest, and what you find is that the rift is closed. It takes you a while to find it. Just like, was it here? Yes, it was. And the rift, what ground it was on has killed it. Oh, lordy. I just got a call from DJ.
Oh.
What the rift on the ground has killed it, killed all the nature that it touched. And you strangely see this. You remember where you woke up.
He actually remembers about being Korth for a time. Or at least where he woke up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And where your blood spilt. And from that, new life has been brought to that ground.
Of course, I have to ask. What new life?
It looks. It looks dead, but not of this earth. It. You can see the stars within it in a reflection. It reflects the night sky.
Mm.
Yes.
What is it? The new life? Or is it just what is around it? Replicated.
I'd let your imagination run wild on this one. Just, it
Okay.
reflects the night sky and it doesn't look like a flower. It is
Okay.
otherworldly.
Sorry, the voices are getting oddly specific tonight.
Yeah.
One of the voices just said, "I'll be waiting for you by the tree."
Oh. Oh my.
Uh, okay. He stares into it for a minute. I'm gonna write that it looks dead, but it reflects the sky,
Mm-hmm.
and it is alive.
Mios is life. Stiarna is space in the night sky. Lilith is death.
Yep.
Ooh.
It is the amalgam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sits down next to it, looks into it, thinking back on everything that has happened here, because this is a complete flip in his perspective
Mm-hmm.
of what all happened here and what it means. There's still questions. But he looks at it and he thinks about picking something.
Mm-hmm.
But instead he just leaves it. Each time you leave something untouched in this trip.
Yeah.
He almost an urge does come through his mind to hide it, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like as if this needs to be. He knows it needs to be conveyed to people, but it almost feels as if that's not done. That's done too fast, then it could deal more damage, and it already seems like it's so fragile, the balance of what's been created. And then he thinks, for once, we're gonna not touch it. We're not gonna hide it. And if somebody finds it, let's hope that they know what it means. Let's have hope.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Gil. He gets up, and one last thing goes through his head.
Mm-hmm.
An individual tagged his shoulder and pushed him a bit as he was going through the woods the first time. In another vision, it was his hand, but mossy. That was in a dream, but it was foggier,
Mm-hmm.
more fuzzy. That clicks through his mind, and he goes, shrugs his shoulders, might as well. He gets up and retraces his steps, the original steps now.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking to see if something still holds its attention there.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation.
Investigation.
.12, and my psionic die goes up 1 because I rolled a 1 on that.
Okay. Um. You retrace your steps and nothing seems out of place.
He's content with that. And gets up. And wakes the horse up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's how it's gotta be. Gets it up. And I don't think I have anything else, actually. Which feels so weird. Is the Vega? Both of them. Was the other one still laying there? The message got out. Just another few thoughts. You know, is there anything I missed? Is there anything I need to do? Because I probably won't come back here. It flashes through his head to burn the bodies, but nah. Again, it's a very fragile creation right now. More fragile. He'd been thinking about it because of the one-shot house. More fragile, especially after that. He looks down at his forearm, his right forearm, then realizes, right, metal arms. But that's Putha, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems odd. It also seems dangerous, too.
Hmm.
Because right now I don't know. She's not fighting Tiamat, is she? Right? She's not one of the ones that's down there. And he's, you know, the event theory, sequence of events theory. It's just, it seems dangerous, but at least it's halted for now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get up on the horse and make his way back to the party.
Okay. So we'll end there. But you do take a level in exhaustion.
Right. Level of exhaustion, and I get no long rest benefits. Nope. My psionic die is still a 6.
How
See disadvantage on ability checks. Okay.
How did you feel about that session? The quality content. Good.
I really like that session.